Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water. With Pat McSherry.
All right, what a fish.
Andy Fiocca.
Wow. Get the colors on this fish.
And Mike Anselmo.
Man, he's thumping.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here with In-Depth Outdoors. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to today's show. Before we get to the fishing, I want to talk just a little bit, briefly, about what we did last week. For the first time ever, we did a show that was really focused on mapping, teaching anglers watching that episode how to get the most out of reading a good topo map. And the response we received was overwhelming, in a good way. I want to thank everyone that took the time to reach out to us, let us know what they liked, what they wanted to see more of. I'm going to promise you this, you will see more shows like that one from us in the very near future. So that brings us to today's show. We're going to be traveling to northern Wisconsin, where we're going to be fishing the Chippewa Flowage with Ty Sennett. We don't get to Wisconsin often enough. One of our goals this year was to spend more time fishing over in Wisconsin, so we're pretty excited about today's adventure. We're going to be targeting crappie and bluegill with Ty, and one of the really interesting things about fishing the Chippewa Flowage is it fishes so distinctly different from one side of the lake to the next. On the east side, the water is much more stained. On the west side, it's much more clear. So we're going to share a pattern that's going to allow us to stay on fish throughout the course of the day by adjusting where we fish based on water clarity. So stick around. It's Ty Sennett and I today on the Chippewa Flowage here at In-Depth Outdoors.
Well, that one's gonna hit. That one came screaming up. That's the most aggressive one I've seen.
I cannot say that I've seen an aggressive one yet.
Holy.
I'm hoping to change that here shortly.
A little better fish. We'll get him back in. That'd be a good eater anyway. See you, buddy. Lucky for him, we're not eating. It's beef jerky today.
Depending on how good the beef jerky is, we might have to change our mind.
Another one back down there. See if I can get down to him.
Yeah. Climbing the ladder a little bit. Bigger than the last one anyway.
There's one. Took him a while, but he ate it. There we go. Another cookie cutter. Back you go.
There we go. That guy came up with some authority.
Really?
Yes, he did.
About time.
A little better. I'd say 10 and a half. But that's what we're looking for, generally speaking. Flop him back. Yeah, he come firing up from the bottom of the group and just had to have it.
Good.
So let me get this used to be kind of off limits out here to ice fishing up until kind of recently.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, they opened this up to ice fishing. Before that, it was always closed for a few different reasons. You know, you hear all kinds of rumors, but my guess it was a safety issue because they used to drop the lake, 15 feet. In the winter, 12 to 15 feet. And that was, all the river channel areas would be very dangerous. Plus, it was kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. So, I've heard both things that way.
Sure.
But yeah, it's kind of nice because you come out here and you're ice fishing spots you've never ice fished before.
Well, and you've grown up here, lived here your whole life, so
yeah,
the fishery is new again.
Yeah, it's fun.
Now the walleye are still off limits.
Yeah, walleye closes November 30th.
Gotcha.
So you can't catch any walleye, although we do get some token ones. There's a fish. We do get some token walleye from time to time, and some nice ones too. We get some upper 20-inch walleyes through the ice once in a while, but of course you just let them go right away.
Sure.
Get a quick picture and away they go. There's a decent one. Yep, we're getting all those 10-inchers now, which isn't bad.
This day, this weather does not belong in the third week of January.
No.
I'll take it.
For sure. I'm a warm weather fan, so. Another fish?
Yes, sir. Come here, you. Now, why'd you have to do that?
That size is kind of typical for this side of the lake.
Yeah.
You ready to make a move?
I think so. What you got in mind?
I think we'll move over probably in the mouth of a bay, right as the channel comes out. Let's try that.
You've got my undivided attention and trust.
All right, let's
Let's
do
roll.
it.
The lithium laser and lithium chipper from StrikeMaster deliver power on demand with the push of a button and an industry-leading 50-volt lithium-ion battery. Reach for the lithium laser if you need unmatched hole-punching speed, or opt for the lithium chipper if you need the durability of chipper blades for opening old holes or drilling in dirty ice. No matter which auger is right for the way you fish, reach for a StrikeMaster Lithium, the electric auger with power to spare.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. Ideal for all species, iFish Pro is an innovative fishing system that allows an angler to use their favorite rod and reel instead of trying to manage the fish hand over hand. Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro, tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing.
Look at that.
Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
So we got a real good start this morning coming out of Deerfoot Resort. We're able to access the lake right from the resort itself, and there's a really nice network of snowmobile trails here on the flowage. There is some current in this flowage, of course, so there are some sketchy areas, but as long as you stay on the stake trails, you're gonna be all right. And what we're doing now is we're starting on the east end of the lake. This is the end of the lake where the water clarity is a lot more stained, and Ty's got a real nice plan for us today. We're gonna basically work our way from the east end where the water's stained, where we're at right now, and we're going to work towards the west end where the water gets clear, and we hope to arrive on that west end right before sundown, where he thinks we're going to be able to get in on a pretty good sundown crappie bite. So the area that we're fishing here, small little basins, there's lots of them, and what I like about this is they're not real deep, 21, 22 feet, and there's lots of them. They're small, so it's not going to take very long for Ty and I to rip through these little basins to figure out where these crappies are at. In fact, Ty's over my left shoulder here. I might actually see a rod bending already, so it's time for me to get out there in a hole.
Pretty good start.
Yes, it's a good start, but here's the deal. We're gonna scratch that one. You wanna know why? Because I wasn't fishing yet.
Yeah, come on. I got a little jump start on you there, sorry.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Yeah, there's a pile of them down there. See if we can't get another quick. It's kind of nice when you got one swimming around the top of your hole and you got more to get down to. Oh, that one screamed up. That one barely even marked on the screen. It was moving that fast.
Here's mine.
Nice.
Same thing. The highest crappie was just sitting there eyeball it, and he wasn't convinced at all. One of his buddies come up from below and just T-boned it.
Yep.
Hey, hey.
I love using plastics. You don't have to keep putting bait on.
When they come up that fast, it doesn't matter.
Nope. No need to bait a hook.
So now, as they continue to drop the water levels in these reservoirs, in this flowage, excuse me, more and more fish will pile into these basins?
Yeah, you'll start to lose some oxygen content as they start dropping it throughout the winter. So they'll pile into the basins and into the river channels.
So there's kind of a tipping point where they pile into the basins and the water gets so low, then they kind of start to move towards the river channels?
Yep. Yeah,
Gotcha.
there's a lot more oxygen in the river channels than in the basin areas.
Gotcha.
So originally they'll be in the basins, and then they'll gradually move to the river channel areas. These rods are awesome. Another one. Not too shabby. There's munching that plastic.
So it's going to be a steady diet of plastics for us today. We're just using the pre-rigs from VMC. 1/16 ounce, the heavier jig heads definitely make sense. You want to get down to those fish real quick. And because we're fishing, the stained portion of the flowage, we're steering ourselves towards those really bright colors. Greens, chartreuse, pinks. I'm fishing pink. Ty, what are you fishing over there? You got that chartreuse on, right?
Yep, got a little chartreuse, just let one go.
I got to do less talking, more catching.
You're doing just fine.
That last one, I gave him just the jig just a little pop, and he didn't like that at all. The little slow shimmy shake you normally do, wasn't cutting it. And I gave it a snap, and he was on it.
Yeah, some of them just sit there, and all of a sudden you just do something erratic, and they freak out, which is good. Got him. That one didn't mark big, but
Here comes one.
it's showing big on my rod. That's not a bad fish. Yeah, it's got to be a good eater there. Still got him over there, James?
Yeah, I just had one just come up and just pound on my jig and missed him. Hit it up really hard.
Good one there.
There you go.
Nice.
That one did not escape me. So
Seems
you'll
like
get some nice bluegills in here as well, huh?
Yeah, they're few and far between, but there's a lot of bluegill. But
Gotcha.
the bigger ones, it's not really a lake that you'd target a lot of big bluegills. You do get some incidentals here and there.
Bonus fish.
Yeah, gotcha. This one feels like a good one too.
Got one?
Yep.
Bullhead.
I don't think so. This might move me ahead of you here.
The number of bullheads you're getting out here each year dropping pretty low.
Yeah, we don't get nearly as many as we used to. That's a good fish there. Yeah, they're still pounding that tungsten tubby. That chartreuse has kind of been on fire here.
I definitely would say that the chartreuse is preferred a little bit more than my pink.
Yeah, for some reason today.
Not enough for me to switch.
Good. That means I get to catch more.
Markham's new pocket-sized handheld underwater cameras, the RECON 5 and 5 Plus, use a 5-inch color display to deliver superior screen detail and employ a combination of dark water LED and infrared lighting to punch through the darkness. The RECON 5 Plus adds a built-in DVR and on-screen display for critical information, previously only available on full-sized underwater viewing systems. This winter, see what you've been missing with a RECON from Markham Technologies, the undisputed leader in underwater cameras.
Everything you'd expect from a premium quality fish house and so much more. Glacier combines superior craftsmanship and premium quality materials to produce a comfortable and enjoyable mobile base camp for your next outdoor adventure. Available in a variety of models, a Glacier Ice House offers more standard features, more usable space, and a better fit and finish than the competition. Visit our website at glacierIcehouse.com to find a dealer near you and see why a Glacier Fish House is the ultimate way to play.
At Aluma, we're in it for the long haul. That's why we make the longest-lasting, most rugged trailers on the road. Flatbeds, bike haulers, tilt trailers, and enclosed. If you have a lot to move, we've got your way to move it. Our lightweight aluminum trailers will handle even your heaviest loads. At Aluma, we are right behind you with an industry-leading 5-year warranty. Because every trip and every load is valued.
This winter, set a trap for your next trophy with iFish Pro. Ideal for all species, iFish Pro is an innovative fishing system that allows an angler to use their favorite rod and reel instead of trying to manage the fish hand over hand. Complete your ice fishing arsenal with iFish Pro, tactical ice gear that puts the fight back into tip-up fishing.
Look at that.
Find iFish Pro online at ifishpro.com or at your favorite sporting goods retailer.
Back you go. This is such a change compared to fishing back in Minnesota and the real, the natural lakes, where by midwinter, the time period we're in now, so many of the fish have moved out towards the basins in deep water, and there's nothing wrong with catching those fish. But the problem that you run into is if you're pulling crappies out of 30 feet of water, you better be keeping them because they're not going to live. Here on the flowage, deepest water I fished in the last 2 hours is 17 feet. Most of the fish are coming in 12 to 14 feet down. Those fish release in great shape. And that's important in a body of water like this because there's basically 10 to 11 inch crappies everywhere. Ty was explaining the impact, the introduction that milfoil has had on the crappie population here. And of course, nobody wants to hear about invasive species coming into a new body of water. Try to avoid that as much as you can. But not all impacts are negative. In fact, what that's done for the crappie population here has really kicked it off. We're starting to see now, according to Ty, a really healthy, heavy population of those 10 and 11 inch crappies that prior to that milfoil being introduced a few years ago just were absent. So
yeah, the milfoil probably came in around 12, 13 years ago, and it drastically changed the crappie population. We had a lot of 7 to 8 inchers, and it finally gave the crappie forage for spawning habitat. Whereas before they were right on the shore or they were easy pickings, they started spawning out in the milfoil. And it allowed them to get a lot bigger, for one, because the big females weren't getting picked off their beds along shore, but also allowed their fry a lot of habitat once the milfoil did come up.
Having that new habitat to spawn on, to hide in from guys like me, has really helped the fishing here from the crappie perspective.
There we go.
Tungsten fly?
I think we got a bluegill. Nice bluegill. Real nice. Little bonus bluegill.
How many do you get of those a day?
You can get in schools of them, get just piles of them. This is upper end of what we get out here, so pretty nice bluegill. Some cool coloring right there. It's all blue. Big old bull bluegill. We'll see you, buddy. Try and drop down and see if he's got any friends with him. Thought I had a nice crappie for a second.
Oh, you started doing the spin?
Yeah, I give the telltale spin. That tungsten fly is what that big bluegill just hit on. Kind of a cool new bait. VMC makes it. Worked for that one.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Come on, fishy.
Yeah, that is tugging pretty darn good. Sure that's a crappie?
Come here, you. Heck yeah. That's what we're looking for.
That is what we're looking for.
And I'd love to tell you that I executed a perfect wiggle in front of his nose and caught him on the first go by, but I didn't. I completely blew the hook set the first time, and that fish came right back and gave me a second shot, which I really appreciate. That's my biggest fish of the day, and they're pretty thick across the back here.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know. They feeding on young perch for the most part, or?
A little bit of everything. I mean, we had a good bug hatch last year, so they're pretty fit this winter.
Good deal.
A little better one.
Gill?
Yep. Nothing great, but decent. Yeah, I might be cheating a little over here, James. I got the waxworm on. Not really fair with bluegills.
Oh.
You got the plastics.
Just call me the crappie killer.
In-depth outdoors, spot on the spot ID.
So in today's Spot on the Spot, we're taking a real close look here at the Chippewa Flowage near Hayward, Wisconsin. And at first glance, this looks like a very complicated body of water. It's a flowage. It doesn't look like natural lakes that a lot of us are used to fishing. But at closer inspection, you're going to see that it really isn't that difficult to figure out where to be looking to get on these crappies, or at least eliminate a lot of water. So we started over here on the east side. Sun wasn't up yet. With the water clarity being reduced, that made a lot of sense to start in an area where the fish wouldn't be so impacted by the bright sunlight. So we're going to take a zoom in here. We're going to turn on a little depth shading, and it's highlighting the areas where you've got deeper water. And what you're going to see right away is there's just not that much deep water out there on the Chippewa Flowage. And these spots are small, which means a two-man team like Ty and I were doing today, you can punch holes through these areas relatively quickly. Drop your marker in the hole, you're going to know if there's crappies underneath you. And as you've seen throughout the course of today's show, these fish are biters. Now, as the day progressed, we did move from the east side where there was dirtier water over to the west, and that's really the only adjustment we made. Throughout the course of the day, these fish were hunkered down in the exact same type of areas that are so easy to see once you use your map like this. So put this program to use. The next time you're on the Chippewa Flowage, you're going to put a lot of fish on the ice.
Markham Technologies unleashes GPS with the release of the RT9, the first to combine sonar, underwater camera, and navionics mapping in a 9-inch ruggedized touchscreen tablet. Built on the Android operating system, the Wi-Fi-enabled RT9 can be used as a standalone tablet, or snap into the cradle, or performance pack for unmatched portability. Ice electronics the way they were meant to be. sonar, GPS, underwater camera, one unit. Experience the RT9 from Markham Technologies. Markham's new pocket-sized handheld underwater cameras, the RECON 5 and 5 Plus, use a 5-inch color display to deliver superior screen detail and employ a combination of dark water LED and infrared lighting to punch through the darkness. The RECON 5 Plus adds a built-in DVR and on-screen display for critical information, previously only available on full-sized underwater viewing systems. This winter, see what you've been missing with a RECON from Markham Technologies, the undisputed leader in underwater cameras.
Whoa,
There you go.
it's got some power. A nice one. That's what we're talking about. Took us all day, but we got it.
Hey, you said it wouldn't. They wouldn't start biting here until right before dark.
That's got to be a good 13-incher there.
It's a nice fish.
Yeah. Your turn.
Batter up, right on cue. Here's a better one. I'm gonna fire that guy right back down, and here's why. I've got about another half a dozen of them just waiting in the wings.
You and me both.
Bottom's right here. All this is fish.
Yeah, they all of a sudden showed up.
You got a good one there?
Oh yeah, good fish.
I like the decision to come over here.
Not as big as the last one, but a good one. We'll get him back right away.
Oh,
There's
I
more
got
down
one.
there. You got him?
Good one.
All right.
I tell you, that type of move where you're moving to a location where you expect the fish to come, but they're not there yet when you arrive, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but that's a nice crappie. And I mean, I've just got a screen just filthy with them. There are probably 10 of them down there. So this is gonna be short and sweet. We're just gonna keep firing here.
It's funny, just like a switch goes on. All of
The
a sudden they
switch has been swatched.
Yep, I like it.
Whoa!
Swung
Just
back around on
smoked
you?
it. Well, I've got so many of them down there, you just don't know which one's actually moving towards the bait sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they just keep getting bigger over here. We're doing the crappie dance now, boys. Back you go, fish. We'll probably be able to stay on these fish for, well, until we lose shooting light. But this is kind of the scenario that crappie guys love. Get them pinned down right before sundown, and that's kind of making hay time if you're a crappie. So very often in clearer bodies of water, and remember, we switched from one end of the lake to the other where the water clarity changed so dramatically. On this clear side of the lake, you're just not gonna have nearly as good a daytime bite. But it works out pretty good to have options like that.
Yes, it does.
Go fish the east side during the day and come over here at night.
That's a good one.
Look at that guy, that's a thick one. Back he goes. And more waiting, like a half dozen of them.
There we go. That's a nice fish.
You killing them?
Oh yeah. Another one of those cookie cutter 12, 13 inchers. Better get down there. There's a bunch down there. Love it.
Oh, there we go.
Another one on.
The crappie was made for ice fishing.
Fast and furious.
Yeah, all these are nice fish there.
Yeah, that's a slab. Off the fight again. Oh, there's another good one down there. Just came into the screen. Let's see if we can't get him moving. You still got him there, James?
Yep, 14 feet
Oh,
down.
yeah. My hands are numb. Can't feel the bites anymore. I gotta watch the tip of the rod. Good problem.
There we go.
Good one?
Yep. You can tell as the light levels fall, they're getting a little bit less aggressive. They're not kamikaze. They gotta move a little slower, investigate it a little bit more.
Gotta coax them a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
The tips on these precision noodles are pretty much ideal for this kind of fishing.
Yeah, they're perfect.
Whoop.
I don't think this one's as big as the last one, but maybe it is. Yeah, another nice one. That's got to be in that 11-inch range. Better hurry up and get back down there.
Mr. Sennett, you said we would catch a ton of fish today, and we have.
It's been a blast.
Oh, I think even more importantly, I've learned a lot about this body of water. I
It's
appreciate
fun.
you sharing.
No, no problem, anytime.
Oh.
That one, I turned my head to look at you and I just got swatted.
That was all part of my evil plan, really.
Thanks,
Distract
buddy.
you.
You're all right. Oh, this one's screaming up. Gotcha. Got him. He's bucking good.
Oh, not huge, but not bad. We got quite a few like this today, James.
Yeah, oh yeah, no problem catching fish.
Fun day. I just need you to hold on for about 20 more minutes, Plastic.
The crappie is the perfect fish for the ice fisherman. He plays well on flashers, and in my opinion, ice fishing wouldn't be half as much fun if you couldn't use a flasher. Being able to mark those fish, get them up off bottom, that's what makes crappies so fun. They suspend. My guess is that's why they're so popular with a lot of guys.
Oh, there's a big one. Haven't caught one like that in, what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
It's fun when they're going this good. You don't see that
There's
too
one.
often. You got one going too?
I do. I love it when I catch the bigger one in the bunch too. No shortage of fish here the last 20 minutes. That'll be one of my bigger fish of the day right there. Come here. Nice crappie. Well, Mr. Sennett, I think you got a pretty good handle on this crappie stuff.
Thanks, buddy. Heck of a way to end the day, huh?
You better believe it. All right, that's it.
That one came screaming in. Whoa, whoa.
What do you got there?
I got a little transducer and a little crappie to go with it.
Well, I believe we can call that mission accomplished.
We did well.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
You know, when guys start talking about lots of moving parts, we're gonna fish this side of the lake and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that in the afternoon and we're gonna catch, it doesn't always work that way. Today it all came together, it was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I get to fish a lot of different places across the upper Midwest, and I'm always looking to add new bodies of water. With 10,000 lakes in Minnesota and that many more in Wisconsin, a guy can only learn so many, and just getting together with a guy like Ty Sennett absolutely shortened my learning curve out here like crazy. And you know, I need to add more bodies of water here in northern Wisconsin just because we don't get to do many shows over here. So that's one of the goals here at In-Depth Outdoors, more shows in Wisconsin. So I just want to thank you for taking the time, getting me out here, showing me what this lake is all about. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had a blast. I know I did.
Yes, we did. So anybody looking to get in on, obviously, a mess of crappies, some nice bluegills, look Ty Sennett up. He's a great guy. I had a lot of fun fishing with you. I hope we have you back sometime.
Love to be back.
All right, from Ty and I, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In-Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.